Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Deep Dive Stories. We're getting ready to dive deep tonight. My name is PJ, and today is Wisdom Wednesday. All right. Wednesdays, we read stories from the Relationship Advice subreddit. All right. Every day, Monday through Friday at 6 p.m., we post these stories from different subreddits. So tune in so we can dive deep together and dissect these stories, see what makes sense, see what people are just unhinged and going crazy, and we talk about it. So without further ado, tonight's story is from a writer named Tho RA 135791. Says, I'm a male 27 and female 27 dating. She wants to be exclusive, but told me she's been actively sleeping with two other guys. All right, you've been dating. She's seen two other guys. I get it. Sleeping with two other guys. Yikes. Maybe you might not want to be exclusive with her. But let's read the story. Let me not go too far. It says, we met on Hinge and there was a strong connection after the very first date. We've been dating now for a bit, and yesterday had a talk about becoming exclusive, as it felt like a great match as we shared a lot of interests. The thing is, I found out that while we've been dating, she's still been sleeping with two other guys. One is a casual friend who is not always around her group hangouts, but is sometimes, as recently as 4 days ago. While we've been going on dates, she never lied about and brought it up when we talked about it. Exclusivity. I thanked her for telling me, but I told her I needed to think a little more now. I know we weren't exclusive yet, but I feel weird about learning this. She has every right to date and sleep with whoever she wants, but if I'm dating someone who I think could be serious, I tend to just focus on that one person and am not usually seeking out other dates at the time, and definitely not sleeping with others. I need advice on whether this is the wrong way to think. Her friends claim I'm wrong to let this bother me as we weren't exclusive yet. Edit, here's a comment about what our last date actually looked like in the context around finding out she still had multiple other sex partners. Do I just need to think about these things differently? All right, here's a link to that post. Edit again, here's our most recent date after dating for about 1.5 months. Here's a little more context of what our last date looked like. About a week ago, we had a great day where I brought her to a social salsa dance. One of my hobbies is being a salsa dance instructor for a local recreation group, and we had a great time together. It was flirty, lighthearted, playful, and an all around great time. It was my turn to plan the date, so I also wanted to add a little flourish and cook for her, another shared passion. And the whole night was a blast. We ended up cuddling on the couch for a while, talking about our shared dreams after a night of dancing and dinner, stuff we had gone through in the past. It was a lot of vulnerability and intimacy, but also a lot of fun getting to know each other. We ended up making out like we have done before, and et cetera, et cetera. We started talking again about how we were both looking for a serious relationship, but it got cut off as we ran out of time and said goodbye until we were going to be able to see each other the following weekend. Fast forward to this Friday, we talked about being exclusive officially, which is when I found out that she had been sleeping with multiple people up until now. As recently as 2 days after that night we spent together, which is when my heart kind of sank. After where we were at with dating, we weren't technically exclusive. I get it, but it was pretty clearly heading that way, especially with how well things were going. And after both explicitly sharing on hands that we were looking to find a serious long term. Is this how people just approach dating now? Or do I just need to think different about all this? Whoa, buddy. Oh, man. My thoughts on this, guys. Welcome to 2025, bro. Welcome to 2025. It's unfortunate that you didn't know that this occurs, it seems like. And it's also unfortunate that you do know that this happened to you. I wonder if you would have been happy and just make it to wedded bliss and just live a happy life if you didn't know. My number one thing I tell people in relationships, and this goes on both sides, men and women, don't ask questions you don't really want the answer to. Because once you have that information, you have to deal with it. And sometimes dealing with it is harder than not knowing, you know? There's a certain peace and bliss in not knowing sometimes. Because now you're overthinking about something that maybe wouldn't even have mattered, you know? People choose to date differently. Some people like to date multiple people, to keep their options open, to see it as a competition, to see it as a best man takes it all, and stuff like that. And it happens on both sides. Some women do it like that, some men do it like that. What I think truly matters most, if she says she's ready to be exclusive and she tells you that she's going to cut off all communication or adjust those relationships to your comfortability, I think that's what matters most. Some people just enjoy intimacy. And if she's having it safely with these people and they understand the boundaries and understand that, hey, when she's in a relationship that they won't disrespect, then maybe it'll be good. But if it bothers you to an extent of you just don't agree with her morals, this might not be the only thing you don't agree with her morally. So I think it's even best to end it now if you can't handle the information. And I don't think she should be upset. I think she should also have to be responsible and accountable for her decisions and have some accountability and not try to hold it against you. Her friends should mind their business. They're her friends. Of course, they're going to say that. So don't listen to them. Her friends are the worst. Women's friends are jerks most time, and yeah, don't listen to her friends. Listen to your heart. Listen to your inner voice. If it tells you, you know what, I can deal with this and not bring it up and not let it burden you and cause resentment, then go for it. But if you can't, if it's just even one iota, one slither of insecurity that breeds in you from having this information, you got to walk away, bro. Don't waste your time or hers. It is what it is. This is 2025, and some parts of dating are cutthroat, and you have to have that ability as a man. That's all I can say about that. This is Deep Dive Stories. Dive deep with me. Let me know what you guys think. Until the next time, man, I'm PJ, and I will see you tomorrow. And we will be on another great subreddit. All right. Peace.